right in the heart of silver bullet.
This one is a nation of alienation. So I don't think parental alienation had a name when I was a child, but as an adult, absolutely, it's become a thing where we went from a time where it takes a village to raise a family to now it takes one side of the village to raise a family. So what winds up happening is this: we live in a nation where alienating a father normally, just in general, is just baked into the cake now. And it started because, of the, let me see how I can say this. As Kevin Samuels used to say, the color purpling of America, woman good, man bad. So when men and women got into an argument, the man's wrong. When when men and women say we go to school to pick up the kid, the father could be xed out of picking up the kid because you can't be around the kid, you can't be in the school type of thing. When the father tries to bond with the kid, the other people can get in the way. Um, and now you have basically an adversarial relationship because the way people look at it, if you got alienated and you're quote unquote fighting to see your kid, you're pretty much in the same ground on the same footing as a criminal. See, somebody can take your kid and move or disappear or block you or don't answer the phone, and now you got to go see them in person, and now it's, oh my god, we don't know what to do, they're breaking in, yada yada yada. So this is the nation we live in. And even at this point, I would say even the schools have realized the error of their ways, even though they've pretty much baked it into the cake. Because sometimes, you know, you couldn't talk to your kids at school. Mom could talk to the kid, dad can talk to the kid. Mom could pick up the kid, dad can't pick up the kid. You know, if they're, let's just say divorced, or, they're both parents. If mom changes her opinion, she talks to a woman at the school. If so the whole other family decides when and when you can't see your kid. And that goes for the men and the women. You have situations where the grandfather is in the way, the brother who would be the uncle is in the way, a new boyfriend or husband is in the way, the grandmother is in the way, the aunts are in the way, the cousins are in the way, and they're all basically an offensive line of people, blocking from you not being around your kid. And they all together start acting like, yeah, this is a normal good thing. And the irony of that also is, when it's the family dynamic, over time, say the grandfather went through that already, or the uncle went through that already, or the nephews are going through that, already. And sometimes the sons grow up and be fathers and they go through that. And now it's like, oh, this is what I was doing. The grown-ups, they know exactly what they're doing, but when it comes to this nation, it's fine to alienate kids. So part of the social issues people have, part of the attitude issues people have. See, backtracking when I was talking about the school, because this is a societal problem. The schools went from being adversarial to fathers to, oh, now we need, these kids don't have a father in their life. And it's like, yeah, you were part of the reason why. You know, you played that part, and now it's normal. And now you see why don't men come to the schools often unless it's a sporting event? Or why don't men become teachers? Because you got to remember, from my childhood in the 80s to now, you basically curbed society, to make sure going through women is the thing to do. Now, now the family dynamic of it, that's fine too, in, until it isn't. And, and what I mean by until it isn't, some of these families, some people grow, some people evolve, and they go, that's a bad idea. Some people play this game where we're going to alienate this person, because I said they're a bad person, and you really can't really find the bad in them. And now it becomes years go by, and you're sitting there like, what was I doing? You can't take it back. Normally there's no apologies for this type of stuff, because just in my opinion, when you alienate a parent like that, really that's just in a natural order, that's grounds for violence. Because if a parent's not doing anything to the kid and you're just doing this, you getting in the way as a problem. But people think it's okay. So what winds up happening is this: over time, the team that got together like an offensive line to block you out, they start falling off. They start getting tired of doing that. They start getting burned by the person they're on the same team as, and then it's like sometimes they try to reach out and drop hints like, "Hey, listen, I shouldn't. This is going on, that is going on," and sometimes they're trying to help, and sometimes they're trying to trap you. So it's hard to trust people who've done that. So we live in a nation of people just being pushed to the side. So now, once all of this goes on, you got to get past all of these blockers just to get to the kid. And guess what? Most of that group that was blocking you are influencing the kid negatively against you. So not only are you alienated from your kid, but now you got a multitude of different people really disparaging you, because they weren't blocking you for anything good. They weren't getting away for anything good. So now you have that issue. And because you have that issue, and it's a nationwide issue, people don't put two and two together, but it's hard for people to connect with other people because they were raised to be adversarial. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you don't see as much interaction, because a lot of people were raised, it's this side, it's that side. It put that on steroids. So we have a nation of that. So now it's hard to make friends. It's hard to get into relationships. People have an issue with putting themselves out there and being rejected. And even on the flip side of that, sometimes you may get alienated so much, you might alienate the other side that's doing it to you and the child. You might be on the opposite end going, look, I'm not dealing with this. I'm done with y'all. And then people come around, well, what about the kid? You go, I'm done with that too. Because you might need a break from it, because you're tired of fighting and fighting and fighting for something that doesn't make sense. And then you go, I'm just done with it. I'm not, since I'm alienated, I'm alienated. You come to me and tell me when I'm not alienated and when you actually not gonna get in the way. So that's, even the stereotype of talk to me when you're grown and when you're 18. I don't think that's as big of a stereotype now, but that's part of where that comes from. So we live in a nation of alienation. So we'll get to the next topic. You ever been to the top of the universe? I'm gonna tell you that.